Making our Christmas memories.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha if you're new here, and thank you for clicking on today's video. Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. So today's video is going to be another video in my semaglutide journey series, but I just wanted to do a little recap video. Now that I just finished my first 2 months of being on semaglutide and I'm going into month 3, I want to just do a little recap video for you guys. So if you guys are new here, hi, make sure that you subscribe. I'll have the playlist linked up here if you guys want to follow along on my journey up until this point. I have been documenting everything from day 1, first shot, all the initial symptoms and feelings. I've documented week 1 all the way through week 8 so far, and I plan on continuing to share this journey. So if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. I think it's great whether you're on your own semaglutide journey or even if you're just on a weight loss journey. You don't even necessarily have to be on semaglutide. I do talk a lot about it, but I also just kind of am showing you things that I eat and working out and how I'm feeling as far as like weight loss and like mental shifts with weight loss and things like that. So I think even if you're not necessarily on, you know, a GLP-1 medication, but you're just looking for maybe a little motivation when it comes to weight loss and things, I still think that it is a helpful series. So make sure you guys check that out. So to recap for you guys, the reason that I got on semaglutide in the first place, I have been someone who has yo-yoed with weight loss for years. I'm 28 years old and I have been on this yo-yo since high school, college. I was really on this yo-yo. I lost like a lot of weight in college, gained a lot of it back, lost weight, gained it 2020, lost a lot, gained it back. And then recently I was back at my heaviest weight that I hadn't been at since I was in college. And when I saw that number on the scale, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? It's just something I've always struggled with it. And even in like childhood, like just literally my entire life, I've struggled with it. And I was just getting so fed up. And I kept, you know, if you've watched my channel beginning of this year, I did like 75 hard, and I'll do like healthy, what I eat in a day to lose weight and things like that. But I had just been having the hardest time with sticking to it. And mainly it's eating. That's my problem. I'm a big overeater. I love food. I always overeat. I had somebody comment one day and was like, why are you even on this? Like, I feel like you eat relatively healthy. And it's like, even when I am eating like healthy, I just overeat, and that's the problem. Because at the end of the day, weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out. And I was just putting in way too many calories, and that was my problem. And I would try to track and lose weight, and I'd lose a few pounds, but then I would fall off and like gain it back. So I just wanted something to just help me out, to just really lock in and get to my goal weight. And then I just want to be able to just be at maintenance and just continue my journey from there. So my plan was to be on semaglutide. Initially, I started the journey saying I was going to be on it to lose 20 pounds. And then the first week I lost like 5 pounds pretty quickly. And I was like, you know what? Maybe 30. Because ideally I wanted to lose like 30 to 40 pounds. But I was like, I'll just be on it for the first 20 and then I'll wean off. But then I was like, you know what? Let's do 30 and then we'll wean off. So that's kind of the plan I'm at now. So at the end of my week 8 video, I did say that I had lost 20 pounds. So that's where I am currently. I am, as of this morning, 20.2 pounds down. And again, it just feels so good to be 20 pounds down in 2 months. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about how I lost 20 pounds in 2 months, because yes, I am on semaglutide, but I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions, and like, I feel like people have a certain view on semaglutide and how it works. I just want to share my experience. I feel like I've had like a pretty realistic journey. So I kind of want to talk about some of the misconceptions that I have seen people, like when I'm scrolling on TikTok and like in the comments, like I feel like people just have like a warped view on what this medication is and how it affects you. And some of it is warranted, but I just kind of want to share my experience and kind of combat some of the misconceptions. So, and by the way, I am in no means saying that you need to go on a GLP-1 medication to lose weight. For me personally, I think it's one of the best decisions that I've made for myself. I am really happy with my results. I'm really happy with everything, my whole experience on it. But again, you don't need it. And I just wanna make that clear. I'm not necessarily here trying to be like, everybody needs to be on it, but I'm saying if you wanna be on it, I've had a great experience. And I know everybody's different, everybody's body is different, everybody reacts differently, but from how I felt, I would recommend it to people who are in the same boat as me, who have been trying but have been struggling and who do like to overeat, because that's really what it helps with. It helps with overeating and food noise. And I feel like that's kind of what I feel like. I'm just rambling, I'm sorry. So I feel like when people hear about semaglutide or just a GLP-1 medication in general, it feels like you're cheating. Like, it's just like, oh my God, they cheated. They cheated to lose the weight. And I can see why people think that, but I don't think that's fair, because for me, like, it has been an aid. Like, it has helped me a ton. It has helped me with overeating. I just can't overeat. It's helped me. I don't crave sugar like I used to. Like, I used to have the biggest sweet tooth, always had to have dessert, always wanted something sweet, like loved sweet things. Like, I could just eat a lot. Like, I could eat like 2 crumble cookies and the sweetness wouldn't even bother me. Where now in this medication, like, I barely have dessert. It's super rare that I have dessert. Usually maybe like the last day or 2 of the week before I take my next shot, I might want a little more, but like, I don't have dessert every night, which again, if you do, totally fine. Like, when I've lost weight in the past before, I've had dessert every night. It's just like a balance of, you know, picking maybe some better, lower calorie options. But I haven't been really craving dessert. I feel like I have a good balance on the dosage that I'm on. I'm on the 0.5 milligrams and I don't plan on going up. I maybe might go up to 0.75, but I'm hoping I'm just gonna stay here. And I feel good because I've seen people, like when I watch TikTok, people that are like, when the semaglutide hits and you go to eat and you're like, you literally can't even eat because you're just like so disgusted. And I feel like I kind of had that a little bit the first couple weeks while my body was adjusting, where sometimes I was like, I was having to force myself to eat. I did not want it at all. But the last few weeks, as I've gotten adjusted and used to the medicine, it's like, I still want to eat. Like, I still get hungry. I can still feel hunger cues. I still want to eat. And the best part is I just don't overeat. So I still eat what I want. I eat when I feel hungry, but there's just like a stopping point now, where before I felt like I could just eat and eat and eat. And it was just like an endless, my stomach was like an endless pit, where now it's like, yeah, okay, I feel hungry. I eat a smaller portioned meal and then my body's like, oh, we're full. And I'm like, amazing, we're done. I don't know. Again, I know everybody has different reactions to it. Maybe it's because I'm not going too high on the dosage. I would assume if I continue to go high, especially up towards the max, which I think is like 2.25 milligrams, a lot more than I'm on right now. I could see where you might just like constantly just like have to force food down, you're not hungry. And like, again, that's not even like, I didn't want that experience, because that's not even like a healthy experience. Because like, from what I've seen, again, I'm so sorry, I'm just rambling this video. I just kind of wanted to do a recap, but just kind of like talk out loud. So hopefully you guys just don't mind. But obviously, like, I still want to eat a decent amount of calories and a decent amount of protein. And like, I don't want to be unhealthy and eat like 600 calories a day. Like, that's not what my intention was on this journey. I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure people do it when you're having a hard time eating, and yeah, you might lose the weight really quick, but then you're just gonna get it back. So it's just like, I really wanted to find a nice balance on this journey where I am just eating like realistically. So when the time comes to wean off, I already just have like healthy habits in place. Because I know some people stay on it forever or long term, and some people will just take a maintenance dose forever. I personally want to wean off. And again, when I get close, I think sometime between 25 and 30 pounds, I'm gonna start the weaning off process. I don't personally wanna be on it forever, but I know I've seen a lot of cases where people get off of it and they gain the weight back. And from what I've researched, it's due to some different reasons. One, you have to wean off. Like, going cold turkey, your body, like, I heard people, like, the food noise comes back 10 times over. You're starving, all you wanna do is eat. So it's really important to wean yourself off by lowering the dosage, spreading out your dosages, things like that. Again, I'm not a doctor, talk to your doctor. And 2, people that don't have healthy habits in place. Like, again, some people feel sick all the time. They barely eat, they not really working out, but they're just losing weight because they're just not getting enough food in. And then they get off the medicine and then the hunger comes back, but they haven't really built the skills and put the tools in place in order to eat normally. So that is what I have been really aiming to do on this journey, is just be realistic, which is why I really like the dosage that I'm on. Like I said, I still eat what I think is like a realistic diet, I'm not on a diet, but I eat realistically. And then I think this is something that I could manage being off the medicine. Like, yeah, maybe I'll have more hunger cues that I'm gonna have to deal with. Maybe I'll have to find some new snacks or up my protein in certain meals, really focus on drinking more water, doing other things to feel full. But I feel like overall it's getting me in like a good place where I feel like once I do wean off, I feel like I have those habits in place. And I've also been very consistent with working out. I work out realistically 4 to 5 times a week. I go on walks every day, and then I do workouts, which again helps aid in the process of losing weight. And I'm building that into my routine to where when I get off of semaglutide, I'm already in the habit of working out. So I think that's really important. And I think, again, when people like think that it's cheating when you're on semaglutide because it's just like this magical medicine that you just take and then you snap your fingers and you're down 40 pounds. Like, it's just not like that. Again, maybe some people are like that. Again, if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, yeah, maybe you're gonna shed weight faster. I feel like that's normal anyway. But again, I feel like if you're somebody that is doing it in like a really healthy, realistic way, then it's really not cheating, because it's like I still have been tracking my calories, tracking my protein, trying to eat, like doing the 80-20 rule where I'm like eating like healthy 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time I'm kind of having whatever I feel like having. And I'm still having to go work out and get my steps in and do all the things. So it's not like I'm just like sitting around binge eating food, not working out, and then the weight is just shedding off of me. Like, I feel like that's how people think it is, and it's not. I mean, would that be great? Maybe. But again, you would just gain it all back. So that's my ramble on kind of like, I feel like that's the biggest misconception, is people just think it's like this magic medicine, which I mean, it helps a lot. But in my experience, I can personally say that I have been putting in the work. And I mean, you guys watch my videos, so I assume that you guys could maybe attest to that for me. But I mean, so far, nobody's really been mean on YouTube about it. Like, people have been really, really, really supportive, which I love. But like I said, I read comments all the time on short form content, and people are just nasty in those comments. So thank you to everyone that does comment. It really makes my day when I see a comment on my video, especially from people, like different people. I don't know, I love it. Like, just knowing that people are out there like watching my videos and then enjoying them enough to like want to comment or leave tips or let me know how they're feeling about the journey, or if it's like motivating them, or like they just got on it. Like, I don't know. I love it. So if you guys want to leave a comment, I like it genuinely. Like, I love seeing comments on my videos. It makes me so happy. Whew, that was a long ramble. Let me drink some water. So let's kind of talk about like my first impressions of being on semaglutide. So like I said, the first couple of weeks I did have some side effects, especially week 1. I feel like week 1 to 3 is when I really had some side effects. So I was feeling pretty nauseous, especially in the mornings, like feeling pretty nauseous. Like I said, it was kind of hard to eat some days, like trying to get food down. Like, I was having like a lot of like food aversion. Like, there was a lot of times I did not want to eat, and I was literally having to like force food down. I was feeling very, very tired, like super fatigued. Like, all I wanted to do was sleep. I had some constipation, which had been an ongoing thing up until like literally like 2 weeks ago. I'm still like not as regular as I was. We're getting there, but it's been a journey with constipation. That's been like the biggest symptom for me. That's been the biggest side effect for me. So I think that's everything that I had experienced. But yeah, like the nausea and the fatigue were real. Like, I was so tired. And it seems like maybe it could be due to a number of things. Like, maybe your body's just getting used to not having as many calories as it's used to, or you know, start doing more workouts. So it could be a number of things, but I was just feeling super tired. But yeah, I think those were pretty much the main like side effects that I was feeling. Week 2, I was dealing with some serious food guilt. I was like, week 1 ate pretty clean, and then week 2, my best friend came into town and we kind of ate a little extra, and it like hit me really hard that week. Again, that was all in that video if you guys want to check that out. But I was just struggling mentally, and that's something that I've always struggled with, is like oh, well, I messed up my diet today, so now I might as well start over. Or like, oh my God, you just cancel everything. We'll start again Monday. We'll start again next month. We'll start again next week. Like, it was just always something. Like, if I wasn't perfect and I had one little slip up, again, I'm doing air quotes because it's just like toxic ways of thinking, toxic, I would just like regress and just be like, screw it. We'll start over a different time. Might as well just binge. And that was another big issue for me, was binge eating. I would just eat and eat and eat. Could not get myself to stop. And it was like in the back of my brain, I'd be like, okay, Keisha, stop. Like, you've had enough. You feel like shit. And I would just keep eating, like in the pantry, in the fridge, just like literally shoveling food down my throat. That was a whole different story. Like, maybe one day I'll go into like a deeper video on like my experience with binging. I was never officially diagnosed with like binge eating disorder, so I just want to put that out there. But I definitely, if I went to the doctor, maybe could have been. I don't even know where I was going. Oh yeah, but the food guilt was real. I pretty much after that week kind of got over that. And then if you guys have watched my videos again, you see I eat out, I eat different things, and I really haven't dealt with that since. Like, I feel like I've been still making progress even with having those days where I'm not eating as like clean or eating at home or whatever, and I'm still making progress. So it's really helped me mentally be like, okay, one cheat meal isn't gonna ruin your whole journey, you know? So yeah, like I said, 80-20 rule is really where I'm trying to be right now. Now I kind of want to talk more about like my routine. So I know I kind of touched on this earlier, but like I said, getting on the medicine, it's not just like this big miracle fix. Like, you do have to also adjust your routine. So I have definitely made some lifestyle adjustments. I have been tracking calories. I am at a point now where I'm not gonna be tracking for now. I'm gonna see if I can continue making progress without tracking. And if I can, great. If I feel like I get to a point where I'm maybe plateauing, or if I'm like switching up my meals a lot, I might go back to track for a bit and just make sure I'm on track. I know it's very controversial with tracking calories, but it really does come down to calories in versus calories out. I think it is helpful if you know that you can handle it mentally without getting yourself into like a bad mental state. I eat a lot of the same foods all the time. So it was really helpful to be able to see the portions, see the calories for each meal. And I tracked it so many times that now it's like, I kind of know, like, okay, this, if I eat this breakfast, this is how many like calories it is. And if I eat this. So like, I can kind of like do like the math in my head. Like, even I'm not like adding it up throughout the day, but I know like kind of like portion sizes now, and what portion sizes of different meals is gonna still help me achieve my goal. So I feel like I've gotten to a point now after tracking for almost full 2 months where I can not track and hopefully continue to make progress. I haven't tracked for the last 2 weeks and I'm still making progress. So hopefully I can keep doing that, but have been tracking calories. I've been really focused on, definitely don't eat perfect. I definitely probably still eat too many processed meals. That's okay. Working on it. I'm trying to eat more clean, get more fiber, more fruits, more water, more protein. If you guys watch, I have a protein shake almost every day for breakfast. It gets me like a nice boost of like 30 grams of protein in the morning. Like I said, trying to work out at least 4 to 5 times a week, doing some kind of workout. I have 2 dogs, so I take them for a walk every morning. So that always gets me getting some steps in. I've been trying to be better about using my walking pad when I'm working at my desk. Not the best at it. I don't use it all the time. I'm either using it every day or I'm like not using it at all. So I'm trying to be a little more consistent with that, but really is helpful just getting steps in. Like, you don't even realize, especially with the walking pad, like you literally just zone out and then you're just like burning calories, getting steps in. Like, it's doing something so good for your body, and like you just kind of zone out and even forget that you're doing it. So in the last 2 months, I have noticed a lot of changes. I've noticed changes in my body. I mean, my face specifically, I'll put a side by side. I always look back whenever I see my week 1 video where I did my intro, and I'm just like, my face was just so round and like there was no shape to it. It was just round. And I feel like now I can see, like, you can see my jawline. I have a shape to my face versus week 1, I'm gonna try to put it over here. It was just round. When I started to actually like lose some weight, that's the first thing I noticed is my face. And then I feel like it's funny because they still, like, when I look in the mirror, I don't feel like I look any different, like, truthfully. But then when I take my like progress pictures for my thumbnails, that's where I notice the difference. Like, when I take the photo, I put them side by side, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, you have lost weight. Like, I'm not as like round anymore. Like, I felt like I was just always looking like bloated, and like stomach felt like it was always bulging out. I felt like I was very round. And like, whenever I've lost weight, I actually do have like a nice natural shape to my body when it's not covered in a lot of excess fat. I have like a curve, but you would have never known because I was just so squishy and round. So when I look at the side by side, like when I'm in the mirror and look at the side by sides, like I can see that I'm starting to see my curves. I'm noticing like my legs are slimming down, my arms are slimming down. I'm starting to see some more muscle growth, especially like my calves and my like quads and my hamstrings. Like I'm starting to see like a lot more definition in my legs, which I've always had strong legs. So, but I'm starting to see those are slimming down and also like showing more muscle. And then I feel like I'm starting to slowly show some more upper body strength when it comes to like my triceps and my biceps. If I flex really, really hard, I just have to flex really hard to see it. But I feel like I'm starting to see those changes. And again, when I look at the side by sides, I'm like, oh yeah. So if you guys aren't taking progress pictures, definitely take them. I love to see side by side photos so much. I think that's most of what I wanted to just kind of sit down and talk about. So again, we're 20 pounds down. The goal is 30. Sometime I was thinking maybe when I hit 25 pounds, I would start the weaning off process. I'm still kind of leaning towards that, but we'll see. We might wait till the full 30, but I'm kind of thinking sometime in that range, I'm gonna start the weaning off process. And my goal really is to maybe be fully off of it by like end of February, maybe. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll want to still continue this series and this journey, but maybe just reframe it as like health and fitness journey or something like that, or weight loss journey, or we'll see. But just continue this weekly updates on like my journey, but it just wouldn't be a semaglutide journey anymore because I'm gonna be weaning off. But of course I will take you guys through the process, and I'll show you guys how I wean off and let you know how I'm feeling and everything like that. So again, if you guys are interested in this journey and this experience, make sure you subscribe because I am taking you guys through start to finish. I am so excited to get into month 3 and see what progress we have for this month. We had Thanksgiving recently, Christmas is coming up, so we have the holidays and things like that. So we're gonna do the best that we can to take the journey, but also really just let myself and enjoy this process and experience, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the end of the year, not be too focused on it around the holidays. But I'm just gonna do my best right now for the next couple weeks until the holidays to be the best version of myself, and then I won't feel as bad when the holidays come around and I have some extra food and some treats and all the things. But yeah, I think that's everything that I have for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you guys again in another video. All right, bye guys.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.